This little box once captured every smile, every memory, every piece of our life. But behind this timeless brand lies one of the greatest tragedies in business history. Kodak didn't just make film, it defined how we remembered. In its prime, Kodak controlled 90% of film sales in the US. Then, one day, a young engineer created something that would change everything. The world's first digital camera, born inside Kodak itself. But instead of applause, silence. Why would anyone ever want to look at their photos on a screen, they said. They buried it, their own invention, locked it away to protect their film empire. And with that decision, Kodak sealed its fate, without even knowing. By the 1980s, Kodak wasn't just a company, it was America's memory keeper. Profits soared. Film was gold. Every household owned something Kodak. Their yellow boxes became symbols of joy, birthdays, weddings, vacations. Every click was money. Every roll, a small piece of Kodak's empire. But behind the glow, the world was changing. Across the ocean, a new kind of camera was born, one that didn't need film. While Kodak toasted their success, others built the future. For the first time, people could see their photo instantly. Inside Kodak's labs, the same technology sat forgotten, decades ahead of its time. The numbers whispered a warning, but no one wanted to listen. When the numbers turned red, panic hit the boardroom. Digital wasn't a rumor anymore. Kodak still believed film was its soul, and digital, its enemy. A small digital team inside Kodak fought to be heard, rebels in their own empire. They wrote reports, warnings, strategies all ignored. In 1995, Kodak finally decided to enter digital, but not to replace film, but to protect it. At global expos, Kodak arrived late to a digital party they had invented. "We are still the leader in photography," they said, as the world moved on. Film sales dropped, cameras gathered dust, but the slogans stayed cheerful. Investors panicked. Kodak's stock lost half its value in a year. The empire that once defined memories was now fading from the world's. A new century began. Kodak had one last chance to rewrite its story. They finally went all in, to the digital cameras, online printing, even early photo sharing sites. In 2001, Kodak launched Easy Share, a product years ahead of its time. But the hardware was clunky, the software outdated, innovation without vision. Film sales fell 80%. Factories that once ran 24/7 now echoed with silence. "We are transitioning into a digital future," they claimed. But the world had already moved on. Then came the iPhone, the final blow, the camera that fit in every pocket. Kodak missed the smartphone revolution, the very industry they could have led. Debt piled up. Competitors thrived. Kodak's empire was collapsing in slow motion. And on January 19, 2012, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. The giant had fallen. The factories that once breathed life now whispered memories. For thousands who built their lives around Kodak, it wasn't just a job, it was identity. They called it the Kodak family and watched that family vanish overnight. But the irony, the world never stopped taking pictures. It just stopped using film. Photography didn't die. It evolved faster than Kodak ever dared to move. New players rose from the ashes. Instagram, Canon, Sony, carrying Kodak's lost dream. The future Kodak imagined was everywhere, just without Kodak. We had the technology, we just didn't have the courage. The first digital camera, Born too early, ignored too long. Yet even in its fall, Kodak left a legacy, a warning written in light and memory. Film was never just plastic. It was emotion, captured, frozen, immortal. Kodak gave the world the power to remember, but forgot to remember itself. Innovation without courage is like light without exposure. It fades into nothing. Every new lens we hold today carries a shadow of the one that came before. And though the company fell, its name became a lesson carved into creative history. Because every innovation has its price, and every empire its blind spot. Kodak didn't die from technology. It died from fear of change. We all carry a camera now, but few remember the one who made it possible. In the end, Kodak didn't lose to digital. It lost to its own reflection. A story of brilliance, fear, and the price of standing still.